come out, wherever you are. I think Merry Christmas thing won. Thought I'd come on for a little bit. I'm debating if I should start. I don't think I'm going to, but I was debating whether to start taking down stuff, but I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Today I'm just going to unpack some things I got for Christmas, get them in the kitchen. And if you hear anything in the background, it's Angie, of course. She's in my lap, biting on my hand. So I thought I'd come on and just say hi and see how everyone's Christmas was. And yeah, that's what I thought I'd do. So how'd you do thing one at Christmas? Did you have a good one? I'll probably take down the well, actually for me, taking down is easier than putting up. It's just a matter of taking everything down and put it in boxes, you know. But I do have to go through some stuff in my little shed. And when I say little shed, I mean little. It's not a shed where you walk in. They call it a shed, but it's not what I would call a shed. But why do I digress that way? I'm going to get some stuff and put it in a bag, take it to Goodwill. Some stuff that I know I'm not going to use anymore to make room for the new decorations. So that'll take me some time. And a lot of people might be out just, well, you know what? Maybe, oh crap, what am I trying to say? I'm thinking of word go backs. I don't mean go backs. That's what we call the stuff when we have to take it after people bring it back to us. Returns. People might be doing returns. Let me get Angie's bone. High five, people, whoever you are. I need to start watching Michael Franzese again. He's really good. If you like anything with mobster mafia, he was very high up in the mafia. And he went to prison. He has a whole story. And he lives real close to where I live now. You ended up with a sore throat and a cough? Oh no. That's a drag. You can get up here. I watched kind of a weird movie last night. It was a Western, but it was on Tubi. And gosh, I wish I could remember the name of it now. I can't remember the name of it, but it was bizarre. It was a bizarre movie. Hi, Margie. You're binge watching Yellowstone? Ooh, yeah, I want to start watching that. My boys tell me that I should watch it. Did you have a good Christmas, Margie? I'm going to make tacos and I'm going to make some homemade salsa for dinner. Hi, Deb. How's it going? I think I'll do, I might do one load of laundry tonight. And I think once I get this house back in order, then everything's put away, I think I'm going to start working on my IKEA wall unit. I'm scared. Ooh, I'm scared. Hi, Dandy. How you doing, sweetie? Danny, what are you doing today? Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Yeah, I was telling everyone I'm going to start taking down my stuff probably tomorrow. I was going to start today, and I thought, you know what? I'm not. I'll wait till tomorrow. But I got to get boxes out because trash is tomorrow. As a matter of fact, Andy, I'm going to take the stuff out of the boxes you sent because you sent me some big boxes. I'm excited to see what it is, but I'll wait. And I'm going to take the stuff out of the boxes and then I'll look at it, what you sent me together. But I got to get those boxes into the trash with the others. You're tired, Elizabeth? Yeah, I really do want to start watching Yellowstone. You know what? There's another one out too, you guys. Anyone that likes Yellowstone or 1880, was it 1883 or 1882 with the one I keep telling you about with Sam Elliott? Well, whatever. This one's called 1923, but it's also a Western from what I'm gathering. Looks like it's going to be really good. I think it's on Netflix, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's on Netflix. You're trying to enjoy the silence and stay in the moment of the season and reflect on things. Very nice. Very nice, Dandy. Sometimes it's good to do that. It's good to just, I do that myself. I did that yesterday because it was a quiet day because we did our celebrating Christmas Eve and I just kind of sat back and reflected as well. Trying to think what I want to work on. Oh heavens, what do I want to work on? This, once I get the house all straightened out again and back to, you know, where it is supposed to be, I guess, then I can concentrate more on the DIYs I want to do. I was watching someone with polymer clay because I've worked with polymer clay quite a bit and other clays. And I do that with my faux food. A lot of times, you know, you make little things like the sprinkles and stuff. That's with polymer clay. I mean, I guess you, well, I don't know how you'd use regular air dry because you gotta, well, I don't know. Maybe I should try that. See how my mind goes when I start thinking about things? It goes off into 17 different directions and it's hard to get back to meet up. But yeah, it was fun with the fam. You guys, you probably saw when I showed Jeremy making the bucatini amatriciana. That's a good dish. That, but what the crack up is he hated it as a kid. Hated that dish, hated it. Jason loved it. Jeremy did not like it at all. Tanya loved it. Josh didn't like it. Daisha was like, take it or leave it. But then Jeremy put his own spin. It's my grandmother used to make it, and Jeremy put his spin in it, and I had to admit it was very good because we always go through these battles, him and I. You know, I make something and he makes something. Well, how do you make yours? Because like I make my sauce spicy, he makes his sauce more of a sweet sauce, and so, I mean, it's all in teasing, but, you know, we'll go back and forth. So afterwards he goes, well, what do you think? I go, well, I have to admit. He goes, ha ha. It's just an ongoing thing. Yes, I try to focus on the miracles of the past year and stay grateful for the little things around me now and get grateful for the miracles ahead in the new year. You know, Dandy, you have such a wonderful outlook. I really like your outlook. Oh, Elizabeth, I mean, honestly, you guys have seen just a couple of the lives where I've shown you what he makes. Truly, truly, I'm telling you, that kid can cook. And I mean, if he had the training, I mean, what you need to know, I guess, as far as a chef, hands down, he would be phenomenal. I mean, the things he makes up in his own head are crazy. I mean, they're just crazy what that kid does. He's not a kid. Well, he's my kid, but I mean, you know what I mean. And it doesn't make him nervous. I mean, he's cooked. I mean, we didn't have very many people. Only half of the family was there Christmas Eve. But it does not matter how many people are there. Nothing shakes him. He's cooked well, at one point he cooked for 60 people. Doesn't faze him in the least. Me, I'd be a wreck. If I had that many people I'm cooking for, I'd know it would be too much. Doesn't faze him. Hi, Aurora. I hope your Christmas was good. Anyone else that's come in, I hope that you had a wonderful day. I think there was another, trying to think of another movie that I was thinking, oh, I want to see that. Oh, I already told you this. That series on Netflix, Wednesday, you know, the character from All in the Family, not All in the Family, Addams Family. No, yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, yesterday was hard. And like I said before, it's, you know, you never know year to year what it's going to be like. But yesterday, it was not easy. You know, like you said, reflecting, you know, you're reflecting. Sometimes those reflections can be a happy thing, and other times reflections can be a hard thing. And sometimes reflections can be bittersweet. You can think of, you know, happy times in a situation, but then you also think of the sad times, and you know, and that makes it bittersweet. But I do believe you have to reflect on all of it, because if you don't and you try to push it down, it's just going to manifest in a different way. So that's why I let myself go ahead and reflect on it. And usually I'm the type of personality, I want to be by myself. Some people, they want to be around a lot of people. They want to, you know, well, I don't know what they want to do, but they don't want to be by themselves, and yet they still want to reflect. But then other people don't know what to say in the interim of all of it. You know what I mean? Me, myself, I just like to be by myself, and that's the way, you know, I've always been on things like this, and that's how I've been. Other than going on YouTube when she passed, I was very much one to be by myself, and kind of almost recluse is what I call it. I just would recluse. But it's what, you know, it's how I dealt with it, and everybody deals with things differently. I don't like to bring people down, you know, and yeah, I just don't. I mean, and it helped to be with the family. Excuse me. It helped to be with the family because it takes your mind off things, you know, while you're in that moment with the grandkids and great grandkids and all that. And that was a very happy night. And then yesterday was just more of a, you know, I guess the best word to say is, you know, just reflecting on life, I guess. And that's okay. That's okay to have those moments. Hi, Moonchild. How are you? So I'm trying to think what the new looking at the new trends. Not that I'm a real trend. I mean, I like what I like. You know what I mean? I've always kind of went to the beat of my own drum, like I've told you before. The way I dress, the color of my hair when I was a kid, you name it. And I like to look at things that are coming up. I'm talking more in the DIY world. I'm not one that I have never been one that has gone with the trend of this is the way you should decorate. This is what the trends are coming up. These are the colors that they're going to be using. I have never done that. I've always done the colors that I like, the colors that make me happy, you know, and that's just the way I roll with it. But I do like to see, as far as DIYs go, what's going on, and then a lot of times I'll put my own spin on it. And some of the things I like, don't get me wrong, some of the DIYs I like, and I just, you know, do my own thing on it. Other times I like to kind of spin it. But yeah, when I sent Dandy some of the jewelry I used to wear, because I sent each of them something that was what I really liked, what I used to wear and what meant something to me. And you know what started, I meant to tell you guys, Danny, and I forgot. What started that whole thing is when I moved here, and I thought it was such a great idea, one of the teachers, because I was a teacher's aide for, well, paid 5 years, but worked at the elementary school 6. But I worked with the SDC and the RSP in the RSP classes. Well, one of the other aides, when I was moving here and I was leaving the school, she gave me this teapot. And it was a blue and white teapot, but it was a Oriental type design, you know, like you might find in a Chinese restaurant or something. And so, and she wrapped it and it had, and I wished I could find the card, dang it, but it said something to the effect, I've used this many times. It was brought into my home by a friend, something like wishing us well in our new home, and now I'm giving it to you. And I thought, you know what? I mean, what a sentimental gift to give someone, you know what I mean? And I always remembered that. And I thought, you know what? That's a great idea. So that's what I did. But this, all that to say, why do I digress? What I gave Dandy, I just knew it would look so good on her, because when I used to wear that, my hair was really, really long, Dandy, and I just loved the way that, like, the feathers would look and the earrings and stuff, because they're really, really long. I mean, I'm talking some of these, well, that one pair is like, what, 12 inches long, 13 inches long. But, and it looked great on her. And I like the cuff too, that with the feathers, very Native American, very, very much so. Did she? Oh, cool. Jackie wore her jewelry from you when she went out for a beautiful dinner on Christmas Eve. She matched her outfit with it. She looked so pretty, proudly showed us. Oh, how cute. Yeah, that looked like Jackie to me. I hope you all had a great Christmas. This was my first year sharing my son with his girlfriend's family. Guess I better get used to it. He's 30 years old. Oh my gosh, Moonchild. It is so hard. If I'm being honest, you're never going to get completely used to it. Well, I shouldn't say that. You might. I haven't. To this day, and heaven knows, years of experience. with it, but it always is. And yet, then you think, oh, that's so selfish of me to feel that way, you know, because when it's my turn, well, you know, obviously everything's hunky-dory. It's when you have to go the other way and they have to go to the other, the spouse's side of the family. It's like, dang it. But all is fair, right? Colors really mess with my anxiety. Yes, Elizabeth. Do you know that that is a proven fact? That colors do affect people, and different colors affect people's mood differently. That is an absolute truth. It really is. Yeah, a lot of times red and yellow. Like I had, when I was first married, I had a yellow kitchen. I would never have a yellow kitchen again. It's just not me. Why I did it is beyond me. Well, there weren't that many great colors at the time when I think back on it. Another one, believe it or not, is blue in my house. Now, I wear like dark navies and blacks and all that, but as far as my house, but what turned me against that, I think, is my own fault. Because I love going into someone else's house. Now, this is the kicker, and this is what I do not understand. I can go into someone else's house that has blue or yellow, and I'll tell you another combination that's really pretty. Now, it has to be the right shades, is blue and yellow, okay? And one time I made a mosaic. That's what I need to do with you guys. Oh, me saying this just made me think of it. I made her a mosaic frame, and I took a plate, well, a couple plates, and I broke them, right? And took grout and then grouted the whole thing. It was gorgeous. I always remembered that particular frame. She loved it. She absolutely loved it because her colors were blue and yellow. I used to love to go into her house. For me, I would not have it in my house, but I loved going into hers. Now go figure. The other color is, oh, I was going to tell you why I turned myself against it. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking, but when I got this carpet, it's when shag was really popular back in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. And it was a combination. Oh, I can't even believe I got it. It was a combination of blue, browns, and rust in a shag. Okay? Try to picture it. It's okay if you can't. Don't try too hard. It might put you into some kind of mental state. Why? As soon as they started to lay it, I thought, I hate it. As soon as they started to lay it, I thought, oh God, I hate this. I hate it. And I lived with it for like 8 years, and I hated it. It was hard to match anything to it. Oh, it was awful. So that was my story on, God, I mean, some of the things that, you know, you do, and of course you learn from it. Now I like a very neutral palette, like on the walls, and like in my, I told you the other day when we were in the living room, my couch, I want to redo, but I want it to be like more of ivory color. Ivory, not stark white. I don't mean stark white, but ivory and that of that nature. And then I can use pillows if I want to, you know, add color to it. Although in here in my den, as you see, these were from Lazy Boy, and this pattern reminds me of the 40s, the kind of, what are you doing, Angie? No. Anyway, and I really like that. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I mean, all that to say, Elizabeth, talking about colors. Now, as far as my palette and what I wear, mostly black. I wear a lot of black. And maybe navy. I'm not a real bright colored. I remember one Christmas I went to my son's house, and my other son that wasn't with us last a couple nights ago. And I had on, I think it was, I want to say it was, I think it was like a peach color or something. I can't remember. My daughter-in-law couldn't believe it. She goes, "Oh my gosh, you look so good in that color." And I said, "You're just saying that because you're sick of seeing me in black." But I love black. I love it. I don't know why. I just love it. No, Danny, yes, I'm so touched. You know exactly what I would like, what would look good best on me. I also love that it was your personal stash on the stories they could tell. I feel a piece of you. Oh, hey, Crafty Pete. Yes, it is, Moonchild. It is a hobby for him. It most certainly is. He loves it. He loves it. And everything he makes is with love. And I say that seriously. I mean, the way that he'll go down, even to chopping stuff, I can tell. Me, I just throw it in. Probably for me, it's because I've cooked so many years of my life. It's like, okay, I just want to get this done. Where him, like you said, and you said it perfectly, it is a hobby. He loves it. He absolutely, and I'll tell you another thing. He is a wonderful artist. He took after my dad. I can't draw a stick person. I envy how he can look at things, and his perception is so spot on. And he does beautiful, beautiful portraits. He did one of London when London was a year old, and he gave it to London on his first birthday day. Everybody was crying. It depicted him perfectly, perfectly. And he's very artistic that way. My other two sons were very much into team sports, you know, football, soccer, baseball. Jeremy was always into the martial arts, everything that was artistic just within yourself. And that's the way he still is with cooking and with art. His artistic, I mean, and caricatures, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe the caricatures that he has done. And it really looks like the person. I go, Jeremy, if you ever don't want to do your job anymore, what you do, you can go to Disneyland. He goes, thanks, Mom. Oh, thank you, Crafty Pete. Yeah, but yeah, he's very talented, very. And he's good with color. Wendy, his wife, you know, she'll always ask him, so what do you think about this? And she's good too. She's a good little decorator. And he goes, well, I think you should do that. Sometimes it's hard, you know. If you like decorating as a woman and your husband's good at it too, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, now I have my idea too. And he's saying, well, wait, I think this would look better. Thank God I don't have to go through that. But yeah. But yeah, he's a nice guy. Yes, yeah, thing when he really was. My dad was very talented. He was a gemologist. Dandy, I don't know if you knew that, but my dad was a licensed gemologist. And actually, I lost my diamond in my engagement ring. Oh, that was awful. And the way that it had been soldered on, we tried to go back to the place to tell them, and they weren't going to do anything about it. So we took them to court, and my dad wrote a letter to the judge, or to the court, I should say, to whom it would concern. And they presented that, and that letter helped to win the case. And so they had to take care of business. But we're not going to do anything. And I thought, okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what you don't do. But yeah, and my dad was real good with wording things. All that to say, he went to school for that. And then he had his oil painting. He taught oil painting. Okay. And his studio was on the top It was a two-story. And the bottom part was where he sold jewelry, because he made jewelry and bought some too. But it was really cool because it was in a very artsy part of Southern California where his shop was. It was in San Juan Capistrano. I don't know if any of you have heard of that if you don't live in California, but it's right by Laguna Beach. And Laguna is known for very artsy. If you go down the strip of Laguna where the beach is, there's all kinds of shops, and these shops are all different kinds of, candle making, painting, pottery. I mean, it's all very artsy. Yeah, he's very good. He did a picture, my dad did a picture of Gandhi, looked just like him. An oil painting identical to Gandhi. Yep, did you hear her snort? I swear, Elizabeth, she is the loudest little thing. Polly, you don't hear a peep. This one, forget about it. I mean, she is so loud. Nope, it's nobody. Polly, don't start. Okay, I just said you weren't going to hear from her. Now you did. Pollyanna, look at me. Look at me. It's nobody. They get each other going. I just got to let them. I got to let them just do it for a minute. Look at her. Stop, Polly. Let me get her. Come on. Enough. She always said, I had to tell all the neighbors, and this is the truth. I had to tell the neighbors, I go, when she hears people or she thinks she hears people, she acts like she sounds like she's dying. She really does, because she's, and I don't want the, I don't want the neighbors thinking this dog is dying over here. And I mean, now it's been years and they just laugh because they know, because sometimes she'll be outside and she'll start that. And I always have to say, it's only my neighbor's name. And sometimes I can hear her laughing over the fence. I go, you know who it is, Polly, you know who it is. You don't need to do it. And I can hear them laughing. Quiet. Oh. Yeah, very cultural, Dandy, the arts and... Oh, I know. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, you'd be loving the beach area. I guess I take it for granted because I've always lived by the beach. I've told you guys this before. I mean, within 20 minutes, not even if it's, traffic, I'm at the beach. I used to I used to work. The street over was Pacific Coast Highway, which Laguna was right there where I used to work at the store. I always had people coming in, when they're bathing suits in the summertime, coming to get stuff, to take back to the beach. Yeah, so for me, it's just, that's, like I said, I guess I just take it for granted. It's nothing new. Actually, he had two shops now that I'm thinking about it. Now, this was, in San Juan was his actual, where where he made his money. I mean, it was his gemology and teaching, painting and all that. The other one was on the strip of Laguna, and it was on the corner. I remember, I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to find it and show you guys. But anyway, he had all his paintings in there that he was selling, and he made a good living at it. I mean, that was his livelihood, so he had to do okay, you know what I mean? She surely can't still be teething at 2 years old, right? Almost 3 years old. But she loves to bite on my hand. Not hard, but you know what I mean, just like she would a bone. So what's everyone going to do this week, and what are you going to do for New Year's? Now, New Year's, that's another little thing we'll talk about for a minute. Talk about reflecting. Death is always hard, okay? I don't care what day it is. It's devastating. But when it's on a holiday, it's right in your face. I mean, right there. And it can't help but taint to a certain degree. It just can't. For me anyway, I speak for myself. Well, my grandmother, she was, you know, my mother, for all intents and purposes. She's the one that really raised me, and thank God. But so she passes away in 1980 on New Year's Day. So before that, New Year's Day, you know, it'd be a fun thing. I mean, I was never one just to have to always go to a party on New Year's Eve, you know. I mean, I have, but I just, you know, it's not something that I always, you know, some people always, they're just living to go to a party on New Year's Eve, which is cool. Well, after she passed away, it was like, okay, this is a drag. So, and so I always have, it's bittersweet on New Year's Day. You know, New Year's Eve is, it's fun. And New Year's Day, I always think, and I always remember. But for New Year's Eve, I think, well, I think Nana Patty's doing her crafting, right, Dandy? Or Deb, whoever's here. It is New Year's Eve, right? Yeah, it is New Year's Eve because I told her I had to work, which I do. I won't get in there until later. Can you believe that? They're going to be open until 6. Now, who is going to be there New Year's Eve? It's not going to be a huge crowd, I can guarantee it, because they've already spent their money for Christmas. Well, even Christmas Eve, I had to work Christmas Eve, but I only worked from 9 until 1:30. But even then, I mean, people were coming in to find, you know, try to find last minute things, which they didn't find much because we had hardly anything. And I just don't think New Year's Eve is going to be much different, to be quite honest. Now, what happened here, Dandy? I got to go back and read. Pussycat, pussycat, I love you. Let's see. You know, those festivities on the strips were everything. Yes, I'm so sad about. Oh, you're almost out of creamer. I know, I can't find my pumpkin creamer at Ralph's now, and I love it. Yeah, I don't like powdered either. Your kitchen is a wreck from all the family stuff and food yesterday. I woke up to a mess. Still is. Yeah. Yeah. But I want to think, what do I want to do on New Year's Eve when I get there? But when I put my stuff away, then I can go ahead and I can look in to my stash and see what I have. What I want to start on. I have to do some faux food, you know what I mean? I haven't done much of that. Well, you know, actually, I need to start, for Valentine's, I have to start making some faux food. Valentine's is always fun. And Easter. When is Easter, you guys? Is it in April or March this year? I'm always happy when it's in April. It gives me more time to get things done because I do decorate my house for Easter quite a bit. Valentine's, I put little stuff up, you know, tchotchkes and things I've made and stuff like that. I have a lot of videos of home decor, home tours for Valentine's and Easter. If you're interested in all, you can go back on those and look, or I'll post some in the community post and I'll put the link so you can go. But I will be making things for Easter. I do faux chocolate bunnies. They look really real. I mean, they look like chocolate bunnies. And some sugar eggs. I'm going to make a sugar egg this year. I've also done those before. But Easter's fun, too, to decorate for the holidays. Hey, Ladybug Toes, how are you? Hi, Kate. Our work told us working Christmas Eve would be, our work told us the ones working Christmas Eve would be off New Year's Eve, not fair. You know what? And I agree. To me, if you're working one of them, you should not, you know, someone else can, you know, share the wealth. Well, maybe open your box and, okay, I will, Dandy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My third one's pretty good looking too, if I do say so myself. But thank you so much, Moonchild. Yeah, I would rather have Christmas Eve off than New Year's, but I was just thankful that it was 9 to 1. But not for New Year's Eve. Nope, nope. Daveda has to close on New Year's Eve because we have to sign the store. But again, I don't mind because I knew I wasn't going out or anything. So other people that did want to go out, they can work early so they can go. But I knew it would be early enough to, you know, get home and then go on to Nana Patty's. Yeah, I thought by 1 because everyone was getting together at my son's around 3:30 and 4, and that was perfect. Angie, good Lord. I don't know. New Year's Eve celebrating doesn't begin until late, where Christmas Eve is all day. Right, exactly. But the thing is, well, I'll tell you what. Last year, I went over to my friend's house, Terry. You guys have met Terry before that have watched some of my lives. She was with me at Jeremy's about a month ago, 2 months ago, whatever. Anyway, Lynn and I, another friend of ours, were over at her house. And it was it New Year's Eve? Or maybe it was a holiday. It had to be because none of us were doing anything. So we went to Terry's. And do you know, driving out of her house, because she lives almost by a major street, they had, what do you say? Why can't I think of it, guys? You know, the police were out there. I can't, you know what I mean, where they're checking to see if you've been drinking. Anyway, they were out there. I mean, and the lines were long and they were waiting, you know, checking people. And so really on New Year's Eve, I really wouldn't want to be anywhere where I would have to drive or go any long distance. And not necessarily that you're drinking, but if you go out and someone else is, you know, it could be scary. We stay in on Christmas Eve. Oh yeah, Moonchild, I've been here my whole life. Whole life. You know what's funny? When I used to work at the grocery store, and I, would always ask, so what are you doing, New Year's, when people would be buying stuff. The majority of the people, all of them, were staying home, or they were going to a neighbor's house where they could just walk over that lived close to them. Very few that I ever talked to, and I was in that business for 18 years, very few throughout all those years did I ever hear them say, oh, I'm going here, I'm going to a party, I'm going out here, we're driving over to da-da-da-da-da. The majority of people stayed home. So I always thought to myself, so if all these people are staying home, when I watch on TV, where, I mean, it's no one I know that's going to be gone, for instance, like in New York, when they go to the square, and watch the ball drop and all that. I just don't know that I would want to be, you know what I always think about? TMI, I know. But what I always, throughout all of these years that I think about is, what do they do when they have to go to the bathroom? Because if they have been drinking at all, you know how fast you have to go to the bathroom. What do they do? I mean, especially when there's thousands of people, and it's just, and I'm talking, back before COVID and all that. I mean, those people could hardly move around. There were so many people. What do you do? I always thought about that. I'm so weird. I know. I think about the weirdest things. So anyway, so you guys are going to stay home, the majority of you, right? And when do you take your stuff down? A lot of people take it down after New Year's Eve. And I have done that, but I've also done it the day after Christmas. Today, I mean, this year I'll start tomorrow, just so I can get a handle on getting other stuff done that I need to get done. And like I said, I'm going to go through some stuff and, put stuff in boxes and take to Goodwill that I don't use anymore. So that'll take time. Yours is already down. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. There's been times, like I say, that very next day it starts going down. But today I'm going to just unbox some stuff and not really do a whole lot of nothing, really. I'll start in tomorrow. I leave mine up until Valentine's Day. Really? Have a tree up for the first time in years. It was delivered on Christmas Eve. Oh, well, I don't blame you then, Ladybug. Oh, you won't leave it up that long? Well, you know what? And I keep debating if I want to do this or not. I have a tree I showed you guys. It's in my dining room. That one that's on the table by the kitchen, the little one. Well, not little, but you know what I mean. It's like 3 feet, something like that. I keep thinking, do I want to keep that one up and just decorate it for Valentine's and then Easter? And then after Easter, I would go ahead and take it down. So I am debating on that. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but I might not. I'm not sure. I don't know. I will be out New Year's Eve, but I will not like it. Hi, Floor. So you're going to be out. What do you mean, though? Are you going to be out? Are you going to be a party? Are you going to be a little party animal, Floor? You know what I used to do? Every New Year's Eve, I would start a new craft. I would always start something new that I had never done before. And I remember, now this one I remember so vivid, like it was yesterday. I went to this it was a needle art store, and I got stuff to start, I believe it's when I first started cross stitching, and I loved cross stitching. Well, anyway, I had never done it before, so I got this stuff. I got the thread, I got the Aida cloth and all that. And I was going home and getting the book out and starting to sit down to read it. And that's the night that Ricky Nelson's plane went down. Well, I thought, you've got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding. And so then, of course, I was glued to the TV. And I don't think I ever started it that night. But no, you're not going out. No. No. Come here. Get up here. Come on. Come on, you can do it. She's got such short legs, she can hardly jump up on the chair. Come on, you can do it. But I make her do it because if I don't, she'll want me to pick her up every time. Come on, you can do it. Good girl. But yeah, that's another New Year's Eve that I will never forget. No, I have papers that night, but I've also been hit by a drunk driver. Oh my gosh, and that was serious for Floor. I mean, that was a serious situation. Oh my gosh, I don't blame you for not wanting to go out. Yeah, that's what I always did, thing one. I always would start something new that I had never tried before. Well, what are you guys going to do when you get off here from the live? Anything exciting, or are you just going to kind of veg? It has to be your nose that makes you make so much noise. Well, I guess I'll go. I'm gonna. It sounds good to me, Elizabeth. Just lay around and do nothing. She's got some of her toys out, but she likes to chew on my hand better. Polly, she's just sleeping. Okay, guys, well, I guess I'll go, and I just wanted to come on for a little bit, check in, see how everyone's Christmas was. I do hope it was a wonderful one for you, and I hope you take away some great memories from it. Like my wall always says, we do not remember days, we remember moments, and I do live by that. And I hope those moments were good ones. So let me just say to remember that the world is a better place because you're in it. There is no one else like you. There's only one you, and you bring something to this world nobody else can. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Again, Merry Christmas. Love you. Bye.